With an inflation rate of 22.41%, a debt profile hitting 77 trillion naira, and an unemployment rate expected to hit 40.6% this year. These men seated here at the council chambers of the State House in Abuja have an enormous task ahead of them. They make up the National Economic Council, headed by the Vice President, Shettima. The National Economic Council, or NEC, established by Section 153, subsection 1, and paragraphs 18 and 19, part 1 of the third schedule of the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, is headed by the Vice President and has the 36 state governors, the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, and other co-opted government officials as members. The National Economic Council meets once a month and is tasked with advising the President concerning the economic affairs of the Federation and measures necessary for the coordination of the economic planning efforts or economic programs of the various governments of the Federation.
National Economic Council is hereby inauguration.
As President Bola Tinubu inaugurates the council, he's clear on their marching orders.
We must harness the growth potential of Nigeria and bring about serious development to bring us from a potential nation to a pragmatic economic development in a rapid manner.
One of the main deliberations on the first NEC meeting is the issue of palliatives for Nigerians to cushion the impact of the removal of fuel subsidy, a decision that has been criticized by organized labor, who believe palliatives should have been in place before the subsidy removal. Negotiations are still underway. For the Nigerian, these are hard times. Transporters in Abuja's popular Utako Motor Park explain their ordeal.
Going to Kano alone, vehicle will buy fuel of 60,000 naira. Kaduna alone, driver will now go and come back. A fuel of go and come 60,000. Kano Kuma, if you want to go and come, that's 120,000. So when you look at the money, you can see the driver will collect money from the passenger, and the passengers too are complaining.
Another policy by the Tinubu administration causing ripples in the polity is a single forex exchange policy.
I can say that from...
Chris is an importer of lace materials. He sells his wares at the Garki International Market. He doesn't see how the policy will benefit him unless Nigeria begins to produce and sell what he sells.
Most of the things we have in these shops are imported, but if we start producing some of these things in this country, it will help the economy to grow, because most of the dollars we try to send out to get most of the things we consume in the country will reduce.
A financial expert, Chijoke Kechiku, is concerned about the non-inclusion of the private sector in the National Economic Council for a more balanced outlook of the state of the economy. He doesn't believe that the way of palliatives for the Nigerian people is the best approach. He believes the council should investigate revenue generation and target inflation triggers.
What are those drivers of our inflation rate? What are those things that are making it to grow? We have to identify them, and there are many of them that we already know about. The exchange rate is one of them. The insecurity is another. The cost of electricity and cost of petroleum product is another.
Other experts believe particular sectors of the economy are in dire straits and need the immediate attention of the National Economic Council, particularly the need for mass transport vehicles powered by compressed natural gas and uniting against corruption.
They can jointly take a vow to minimize the money which they are misappropriating and mismanaging at the state level, because they are. Compressed natural gas is still under 200 or 150 naira per litre or thereabout, and it can provide cheap transport.
Meanwhile, the National Economic Council at its very first meeting is on board with the production of CNG mass transit buses. Council members also agreed that palliatives to cushion the impact of the fuel subsidy removal are necessary.
They gave us a scenario recommending that there should be an adjustment, consequential adjustment, estimated at 702 billion to 919 million 8 naira as part of the allowances that should be given as petroleum allowance to all workers, and as well as a 23 or to 45 billion monthly offer to cushion the effect to workers.
What should these palliatives be? Will they be distributed fairly? Is the word palliative a trigger to the Nigerian who's been hearing about palliatives for years and never received any? In a few weeks, the National Economic Council will be clear on what direction they will be going in this regard. Kayla Magwa, Channels Television News.